I suppose the dream of a chef is, after 25 years, is always to open your own business. And this became more evident about 7 years ago. 9 years ago we opened, but it became more evident about 12 years ago with my wife. We used to go to the South Coast in Berrima, and it was a great little shop called the Little Jam Shop. And we thought, well, how about we do something similar in Sydney? And the idea came up. And in November 2000, we decided to open a little 6-table coffee shop, my wife and I. And there it is, there we are. My mom's cooking for sure. I grew up with my mom cooking for dozens and dozens of people every second day at home. I grew up in a big backyard where we were growing our own fruit and vegetable, and we were making preserves. So we were set for winter time, for the hard time, because we didn't have much money. And then influenced by a lot of chefs, I work around the world. I work in Switzerland, Paris, and Australia, obviously. And my wife been South Africa and India, and I learned a lot from their backgrounds, and all the spices and chilies and different type of cuisine. I believe I created my own cuisine through these experiences. Hell. H-E-L-L. I remember starting, it was September 1984, so we're looking 25 years ago, and I came in this kitchen, very excited. It's my first day as an apprentice, and the chef said to me, go to sweep the floor, the parking. Okay, yes, I went to sweep the floor, then clean the garbage bin, and then clean the fish, and all of that. It was -10 degrees in Paris, freezing cold, start cleaning the fish, and then I'm making this pastry. I'm making a tart. First time I'm making a tart, and I'm making the dough, incorporating the butter, the flour, the sugar. And he came and he said to me, the chef came and said, "This is not how you do it." And I look at him and I say, "Yes, it is." And that was the first mistake I did. I got hit so hard on the legs. I don't know how you call it when you get from the knee, when someone hits you, an impact. Dead leg. And I kept my, my eyes got wet. I was nearly about to cry, and he said to me, "The only thing you say is yes, chef." And from that day, I never say anything else. Yes, chef. You got to learn, and you got to take it on board, and that's it. There's many of them, but my first one was when I got my apprenticeship. I did with distinction. That means I had a diploma in my suitcases to move on with life, so that was a great achievement for me. The other achievement is when I got my head chef position, my first head chef job in Sheraton on the Park, which was a Gecko restaurant, and that was very exciting to have my name on the menu. And then cooking for a lot of celebrities. Somehow I always was there at the right time. I cooked for Mikhail Gorbachev. I cooked for the personal chef for Janet Jackson for 2 weeks when she came in Sydney. And one of the most memorable ones probably was the Executive Olympic Committee, cooked for Juan Antonio Samaranch and the 16 members. And there's some great anecdotes there that will always be in my mind. It's a 5-star product, 5-star ingredients that make a jar special. The other things that I think why we are successful is brand positioning. We always make sure that we position our product in key places. David Jones, Macro, Thomas Docks, Selfridges in UK, Park and Shop in Hong Kong, and then association like American Express, Qantas. I think the brand positioning was a key for us. We didn't want to go mass market yet, but go to key places. And packaging. I mean, you walk in David Jones, or you walk to my store here, you look at the product and you look at it and you say, wow, it's striking packaging. Well, I think it was when we opened the business, we did every single mistake we could have done. And that was interesting. The first 3 years, we couldn't have done more mistakes in the business, not allocating the money for GST, or bad labeling at the time, or not having a business plan, a proper business plan. And then after 3 years of mistake and costly mistake that could have cost the business at the time, we decided to educate ourselves, my wife and I and my business partner. And I read a book first. My first book I ever read was E-Myth. And E-Myth is a great example of a lady that owns a pie shop, and she does the accounting and she does the cooking and she does the cleaning, and then suddenly you start getting an organizational chart and you start putting people in these boxes. So your name is everywhere to start, but then you start putting key people, and that's how we start growing the business. And the other, I think, recipe that make it where I am today is I joined an amazing organization called Young Entrepreneur Organization, and 2 years on, I think, is the best thing I've ever done. Great people, people like-minded, learn from people's experiences, and that's priceless. Plan is to open similar Bitton coffee concept stores. We're not going to have 400. We'll never be a major franchise store. We want to own our stores, but we love to have a Bitton 2 and 3 in Sydney, and then open one in every state, and then opening overseas. We're not, getting excited. We go one step at a time. I've got some great people that are mentoring me, that are very successful business people, and I use their influences also to guide me by doing the right things and not getting too excited, because sometimes I really get very quickly excited. I have an amazing business plan. People fail to plan, and that's essential. So having an amazing business plan, I think, that you're not scared to rewrite every 3 months if you have to, but always be on the top of it. I have an amazing support at home, and I think my wife was a key element to where we are today. And don't be scared to learn from people's experiences. The cafe is in Alexandria. I love to think it's going to become one day an iconic place to go. We've been there for 9 years. It's in Alexandria, and the website is BittonGourmet.com.